Hey singers, I didn't expect the warm messages I received from posting my last video. I just got this GoPro Max and I figured I'd start taking it on my walks. And since I had such a great response, I'm going to continue posting these videos where we're talking about singing and creativity and a positive mindset. So I figured this first one would be Jaime Vendera, the singer. I want to impart some wisdom on you if I can and tell you about my story. Singing is not something you do. I'm sorry. It's who you are. It's something you are. Singing is in your DNA. Whenever I've worked a job, whenever I went to college, I was a singer. That was who I was. I didn't sing, I was a singer. If that makes any sense to you, there's something about that connection, that emotional connection to singing and understanding that that's who we are as a being on this planet that will make a huge difference for you. There's really, somebody will get mad at me for saying this, but there's really no bad sounds as we're learning to paint with our voice. When we're experimenting with our voice, a lot of singers get caught up on thinking every little bad note is a sign that they're a bad singer. No, we're trying to find our way. It's a lot of work, you know, but it's a lot of fun. If you don't have that passion, if you get stuck in being so caught up in doing the perfect vocal exercise, doing the perfect vocal run, you're never going to find that you are a singer. You're not singing, you are a singer. So, ran over. How did I become a singer? Well, I started at 3 years old, believe it or not. I'm not making this up. I was at my grandmother's house. I was running around the house in socks, and she had a record player on. And I'm running through the kitchen into the other room, and I hear this beautiful voice, this energetic voice. And it's Elvis Presley. It's Jailhouse Rock. Let me speed up here a little bit. And I slid in my socks and stopped right in front of the record player, and I was in awe of this voice. It blew my mind. And from that day forward, that's all I would do. I would sing dozens of Elvis songs. Sorry, the car scared me. I would sing dozens of Elvis songs. I would dance on my aunt's coffee table, my grandmother's coffee table, and it stayed with me. This was in the 70s. And by the 80s, I started discovering other singers that really pulled me in. Something about tones is what grabbed me. Everyone knows me as a range freak. I shatter glass with my voice, and they think I'm all about metal. This is not true. For me, it started in the early 80s with bands like Boy George, hearing Boy George sing, Culture Club, Wham, George Michael, what an incredible voice. Annie Lennox, Eurythmics. It's funny, I remember when Sweet Dreams came out, and I thought, how do you say that? Eurythmics? It took me a while until I caught the name on MTV. But those type voices, Prince, they really grabbed me because I love falsetto. I loved hearing females with a deep voice who could go from low to high. So that's where I started. Them, New Edition, those were the bands that really inspired me. And rock didn't hit me until my uncle bought me Pyromania. And it was really cool. I really dug it. I loved his voice. Still took a few more years until I joined a band called Flint. And they were playing rock, they were playing Billy Idol, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, and I started to turn. You know, I started to sing more songs like that. Then I discovered bands like Nitro and Vinnie Vincent Invasion, and that's for me when I wanted more range. I was already into the Bullet Boys, they just came out, and I love Mark Torian's voice, but hearing Jim Gillette, hearing Mark Slaughter sing so high and so effortless really pulled me in. And then that's when I started studying voice. I went to the Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California, I studied with Thomas Appel, studied with Jim Gillette, and we'll talk about that in another story since he did teach me to shatter glass with my voice. And I studied with Elizabeth Sabine, and it kind of blew up from there. But I've always been a lover of tone throughout the years. Some of my favorite singers now include Miles Kennedy, still love Ray West from Spread Eagle, Amy Lee from Evanescence is one of my favorite voices. Still love Prince, still buy everything that they release. So you never really stop learning as a singer. You continue to evolve by listening to others, and we do imitate. I know we go out and we play in clubs and we do different songs, but we find little nuances in these singers that inspire us. Every singer was inspired by somebody, and that's how they finally form their own unique thumbprint. You're always evolving, you're always growing. If you listen to my songs, if you listen to Vendera-The stuff like Lisa, Casual Suicide, or even our version of Open Your Eyes by Alter Bridge, you can hear influences like Prince. You can hear influences like Ready for the World. My guitarist Scott Stith says, I'm a soul singer trapped in a rock singer's body. And I tend to agree. You know, I think that's why I like bands like Ready for the World, Earth, Wind & Fire, Annie Lennox, Eurythmics. They just have a lot of soul, and that always pulled me in. But I've got a band called Angel Fire East with another vocalist and guitarist named Ryan Wall, who's one of my coaches for Vendera Vocal Academy. And that band allows me to explore not my full voice side, but my falsetto side. I love falsetto, like I said, so I use that band to let me build big choirs in falsetto, do more screams, things I wouldn't do with Vendera and Stith. Then we have Time Stamped, and where we do old songs like Sweet Emotion, Rooster, Fallen Souls by ours. These are all amazing songs that let me explore who I am as a singer. So, my gosh, I've been singing for 40 something years now. I've played in many bar bands, such as Flint, like I said, Chained Angel, and of course my bands I have now that I use on TV shows and when I'm touring and doing workshops. And I just sing every day. I'm always humming. You know what? I remember being in New York with one of the most phenomenal singers on the planet, Tony Harnell. And I stayed with him. We were working on some stuff, and we were walking through New York, and I'm humming. I don't even realize it. He says, hey, do you always hum? Do you always sing? And I stopped for a minute, and I thought, you know what? I think I do. It's just who I am. It's in my DNA. I don't even think about it. So play with your voice. Have fun with your voice. Know that you are a singer. It's not something that you do, it's something you are. I will be a singer till the day I die. Even though I'm a vocal coach, I'm an author, singing is who I am. It's what I do as it is inside of me. It is a part of me as much as my hand is a part of me. So I want to give you an assignment. I want you to look back on your life, and I want you to find those bands, those songs, those iconic songs that grabbed you and made you lead towards becoming a singer. Again, for me, the very, very first memory I have is Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock. So, find your first song, and then look through your teenage years, into your 20s, what bands, what songs inspired you. You may find that you're a country singer now, but, you know, 20 years ago, it was all about death metal. You know, that doesn't define you as a person because you switched genres. It's just showing you what led you to become a singer, to make you who you are today. I want to help you find your singing voice so that you know that this is part of you. And I guess that's all I got to say in this first video. So I'll see you in the next one, and I'll tell you how I became a vocal coach.